Hey, it's Lena May. So I'm gonna be presenting my career plan. So let's get started. So I want to be a tour manager. Um, so to do my career plan, I basically took the Paul Allen guide and just kind of flipped it to represent a tour manager rather than an artist manager. And whenever I was working on this career plan, these readings, it really just completely shifted my perspective on what it is to be a tour manager. So I used to think more about how can I get this job? How can I be a great tour manager? And now I'm thinking more along the lines of how can I equip the people who are going to be working for me to the best, be the best worker and the best creators that they can be, not about myself anymore. So I just have a whole new understanding, and specifically of working with creative people and how that's different than managing non-creatives. And I'm a lot more aware of how people think differently and how to respond to different people's different thoughts, difference in opinions, being more sensitive and aware that not everyone thinks like me. And I'm also a lot more self aware of how I think and of my strengths and my weaknesses from doing the personality type tests and assignments that we did. I realized I my strengths are being direct and upfront, not really being afraid to speak out about things, being comfortable taking the lead in a situation. But those things can also um, be weaknesses as well. So I can be a little too direct and short with people a lot of times, which often makes them think that I'm mad or angry or being short, annoyed. But I'm actually just, I need to let people know that. I need to be more aware of how I'm communicating with others. And that how I say what I'm saying is just as important as what I'm actually saying. Um, but yes. So my my original plans of starting my tour management career um, was going to start this past summer. I have a friend who works for Live Nation in New Orleans, and I was going to start by working with them and getting an internship and just getting started, my foot in the door in some of those venues, smaller venues in New Orleans. But of course, with COVID, that did not happen this summer, and it's rather unsure when that is going to start. Um, so, with all this uncertainty right now, I decided for my career plan to kind of just throw myself in the middle, as if I had just started the position of tour management with the information that we were given this semester and the readings. I felt like for me to gather all that information and put it into a document, that was going to be where that information would be the most important. So I could put that together to make something that I could go back to in the future to look at and make sure I'm I've got the right motives, I've got the right agenda, that I'm still working and striving to be the best manager I can be, to be the person I set out to be when I was in college, and not let my motives and things get skewed, and just keep me on track. 'Cause I think this is something that I'll use for a really long time down the road to just refer back to. Um, okay, so the career plan, I really learned. Oh gosh, I learned so much. I'm gonna touch on the few things that I think had the biggest impact on my career in the future. Um, of course, the self evaluation, I already kind of touched on that, but being aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, what you can do better. Ask people what they think you can do better. The people who work for you, just get their opinion, because the outside perspective can really help. Because you can't watch yourself from the outside and see the how the things you're doing come across. And of course, evaluating the artist and seeing not just, okay, is this person going to make me money? Think, are me and this person the best fit for each other? How are we going to work together? Are we on the same page? Are we going to have communication problems? Are they passionate about what they do? Or maybe not so much. They could be a tough person to work with. And just because they're not the right artist for you doesn't necessarily mean they're not a good artist. And there could be someone else out there who's just a better fit for them. And also always check the state of the industry before you accept an artist, because you could just you want to check um, ticket sales for other emerging artists in the genre, to see how they're doing, because you don't want to pick up an artist whose genre is really doing bad. You might want to take a step back and maybe down the road come back to this artist. Um, that, but yeah, or if the industry is too saturated in that given genre, you might really have to figure out ways to help this artist stand out. Really, ask them what their talents are. If they've got a really specific talent, really capitalize on that. Yeah, and the target audience also is so important. And I think social media is the best way to do this right now. So yeah, I mean, with social media, you can literally see exactly who an artist's fans are, exactly who their following is. What do they respond the best to? What do they respond the worst to? What's their style? All this is super important information for marketing, and I might not be the person actually making the marketing, commercials, ads, running social media, but that information is going to directly impact the tour, so I need to be intertwined with all that decision making and information. Um, and of course, addressing the artist and everything. My really number one goal is for the artist to be, I want to just make their visions come true. I want to, I want the tour to be their dream, like their dreams. They're exactly what they want. I don't want to make any decisions without them there. No matter how much money is involved and what's at stake. I want to protect who they want to be, who they want to come across, because it doesn't matter what decisions we're making, no one's gonna um, come back at me or the other managers, and so the artist is the face of every decision the management team makes. So. Um, and the readings, I learned so much from the readings. Oh my gosh. From authentic response, because people really follow others who I mean, people see whenever you're truly yourself, and people follow those kind of people who are comfortable with who they are and express themselves. People are drawn to them, so being authentic is going to make you a good leader. um, and just knowing the decisions I make are going to they don't just impact me, they impact everyone around me. As a manager, like whatever decisions you make isn't just affecting you, it's affecting your entire crew, the artist, everyone is affected by your decisions. You want to keep people motivated, and you want to keep maybe a slight bit of competitiveness, but you want to inspire people to do better, encourage them to work hard. When they do something good, praise them, encourage them, and you want to spread praise as evenly as possible throughout your crew. Tour like the tour crew, as in like people like stage manager, sound engineer, people working in merch or doing lighting. Everybody, just try to give people as much encouragement as you can. Communication is your superpower as a manager and a leader, and you can use that superpower for good or for evil. And so you can make your environment really negative if you want to. You are the person who fosters the environment. You are the center. You're the core. So, or you can make it a really great environment by keeping people positive and working through problems, not just giving up, not getting angry when something goes wrong, because something is going to go wrong at some point. Probably a lot. I mean, there's just a lot of room. There's so much going on. There's so many details. Things are going to go wrong. It's just how it is. So you need to keep your cool and be an example to others of how to react when things go wrong. Not freak out, not get angry. Um, and I really loved the reading on diversity and how important that is. I totally want to make my work crew as diverse as possible, with gender, age, race, all of that. Um, because the more perspectives we have, the more problems we can solve, the more conflicting views and interests and life experiences, the richer our environment's going to be, the more we can learn from each other, learn, yeah, and just really come together as a crew. Differences doesn't mean a bad thing at all. It You make each other better when you're different. But I think the most important reading from all of them is invest in your people. Um, as a leader, this cannot go without being said. It is so important. Um, if you are not listening to, encouraging, um, the people who work for you, people are just not gonna want to work for you. If someone's going the extra mile on their job and working hard and busting their butt, and they don't get noticed, they don't get seen, they're not gonna want to work for you. They're gonna go somewhere else, and you're gonna lose really valuable people. And listening to people, just sit down, let them know you care, ask them how their workday is, and um, and let them learn from you. If you see someone struggling or someone behind or confused, don't just say like, "Oh, they're dumb" or "they don't know what they're doing." Let them shadow you. If you're a manager, you've probably been doing this a while at this point. But let them just watch you and learn, because they could be great if someone would just invest in them. Um, and I mean, this will people will want to work for you. You'll get a great reputation of being someone people want to work for, and then by doing so, you're gonna get great people to come work for you. You might be leaving toxic work environments. But yeah, that's so important if you want to keep good workers in your crew. Just invest, encourage, speak life into people, communicate for good. But so that's pretty much what the things that really stuck with me this semester. There's so much more. I wish I had time to touch on. I'm already running over, and I'm sorry. There's just so much good information to talk about from everything I learned. But I had so much fun this semester. I love this class. Um, I just learned so much. I'm so grateful to be in this class, and I hope everyone had a great semester, even though it was so crazy, and has a great Christmas break. And just stay safe. Bye.